Hello everyone and welcome to Sinful Gaming. I hope you're all doing well, I hope you're all staying safe, and most of all, I hope you're all fighting that war against the grey. I know I have, for the past couple of days, been building up an absolute storm, painting a ton of building a ton of miniatures, because I've not been able to do much else. As some of you may know, been a little bit under the weather. We've had COVID come through and get everyone in my house. It got me first, via some mates, and then both her kids got it, and now my wife's her has it as well. But I seem to be a little bit on the mend. Still, you know, not 100%, but definitely on the mend. So thank you to everyone who reached out, who made a message and asked if I was doing okay, said they hoped we were all doing okay. Really meant a lot, was really nice. I just wanted to start the video with that because that was really nice to hear from everyone. Thank you all so much. Everyone is doing fine. The wife's, like I said, a little bit under the weather at the moment, but she should be able to, she should get through it pretty fine. With that said, today I want to chat Thondia. Now, you can go find the full sort of look at the book with Thondia on Guerrilla Miniature Games. Ash does a fantastic look. Man reads book. Best way to get a look at a book with not any thoughts alongside it. He likes to sort of just tell you what it is, and that is great. Today I'm going to go through, we're going to use the Warhammer community articles because that'll give me a way to think through this all. But I want to talk about everything that's inside the book because for me, I think this is my favourite Age of Sigmar release in quite some time. This is the sort of release that I really, really like. I don't think I've had a release like this that I've enjoyed and wanted to get so much since probably Forbidden Power. And I know Forbidden Power wasn't everyone's cup of tea, but that's really my sort of thing. I love this sort of gateway between narrative and match play that I really do think that this Thondia book is. It is a great way to get both more casual narrative players into match play, and it's also a great way for the other way for getting more competitive style players over into narrative play. I think it's that great bridging point, this book, and it really does a good job at being that. But we're going to talk about all the different parts of it, and so let's talk about the crownspine incarnate of Ger. We did our little review talking about the War Scroll and all the things, and it ended up being pretty much true that this thing was coming out, what it sort of attacks like. It's a monster that you buy as like an enhancement for your heroes. You bind it to one of your heroes. You can't use allies if you bring it, but you can ignore any points restrictions on allies based on the crownspine. It's pretty cool. It has like a level, so it's harder to destroy. You can't like outright do wounds to it, or outright kill it. By removing wounds, you've got to sort of knock levels off it, so it sort of is guaranteed to stay on the table for at least 2 turns, which is pretty cool. I always love models that, you know, sort of guaranteed a bit of time on the table. It's something I like. I like my models, and especially with this, an important narrative piece in the game, you want this to actually, you know, be somewhere in the fight. And so you can see the levels down here as well. It sort of has its attacks and adds its level to its attacks as well. So it can actually get up to like 4 attacks on this 3/2 ran 3 damage 4 attack, which is pretty awesome. But all in all, I really like this. You sort of get it up levels by either killing monsters or devouring endless spells. It gives out a massive sort of aura of +1 to hit around it as well. Really, really solid, like, couple of abilities. It's also just, it's a lot bigger than, like, I think at first thought many of us thought it was going to be. It's on the big old circle base, the big pie plate. Now, this does come inside the Thondia and Strongpoint box, and you get Thondia as a book in a separate box. Now, my thought here is I do think we are going to see this miniature come out somewhere separate later down the line. I think this is just the launch, mainly because of how Thondia talks about these incarnates. It really has rules for incarnates and then for the crownspine incarnate of Ger, which really leads me to believe we are going to see incarnates from other realms, which is awesome. I think that's a great place for us to sort of see a ton of stuff. Be really, really interesting to sort of see what we are going to get with all of this. But I think we could really be seeing something really cool. I'm going to pick up the terrain box. I know it's rather expensive, but for someone like me who has a lot of terrain, has a table at home, it makes a lot more worth it. I guarantee, like, this box is not going to be worth it for someone who's wanting to go play at their local club, their local game store, and only wanting the crownspine. But I think... oh, I just noticed I got a spelling mistake here. Crownspine. It's called a crownspine now because that's what Games Workshop. James Workshop, same thing. But yeah, the Thondia and Strongpoint. I'm going to grab it. It'll be really cool. I can't wait to get my own copy of Thondia. maybe one day GW will help sponsor the channel and send us our own review copy book. That'd be awesome. But this is pretty cool. Now we can talk about the wars, Racket in Thondia, Reap the Benefits, Outpost, Path to Glory. This was something I think a lot of people have wanted. Path to Glory has really felt bare. It didn't have a lot of longevity to the campaigns at the moment, and it did get very repetitive after a time. However, this is a sort of book we have all been wanting, getting something that adds a lot to our Path to Glory. I like that this adds in both Anvil of apotheosis, something people have really wanted, and we'll talk about that more in a sec, but also adds in like the ability to go get the crownspine, the incarnate of Gur, and hopefully other incarnates. Really, really cool. Like, it also adds in like some other stuff as well. Now, Path to Glory, like I said, it's just been one of those things that people have wanted. We've got like prime monster abilities as well because we are in Gur, so being able to get extra monsters. This is great, like being able to set. I really love the 40k Crusade system where they've sort of gone across different parts of the universe and given us different ways to sort of tell a story of our army going across or playing different armies in different parts of the area. But yeah, this for me is a good start because it can go, cool, we're playing in Thondia now, this is where my army starts its narrative, and then we can continue it on from there. And I definitely think we're going to do that with a few of the channel's armies, build up some stories and some narrative for them with Thondia, and then continue on. Now, what's also great about this book is it's got two narrative sort of battle packs. It's obviously got the Path to Glory rules, but also has a campaign talking about story in Thondia and the Incarnates of Gur arising, which is really cool. And then on top of that, we've also got a match play battle pack, which I'm really excited for. The match play one is that gap I was talking about. It's sort of like a themed event. So you have 5 missions that are sort of played in order, and they sort of tell a story, but it is still match play. A lot of them don't use objectives as sort of the way to win the game, taking in that more narrative aspect of like trying to get units off the board, trying to do particular things. Really, really cool stuff. For me, I like this a lot. I think there's a ton to give with all the different battle packs in this book. And we've also got realm rules. It does seem like we are sort of saving the realm rules because we've got a lot of that Realm of Gur stuff with some slight changes in this. So we've got a lot of the GHB battle pack rules in our match play and in our sort of realm rules for Gur saved in this book, which is really cool because a lot of the time I found with the old GHBs, unless you picked up that GHB, you've lost a lot of stuff. I remember I've got one that has, like Triumphant Treachery. I've got ones that have mass battle stuff. I've got ones that have the old Path to Glory. I've got one that have city fire and underground battles and the aerial battles and all of that sort of stuff. If you didn't grab those GHBs, you missed that. And I like that we are saving the rules that we've got in that GHB, saving them in another publication that hopefully will be available for quite some time. I really hope that Thondia isn't something that's a sort of one and done. I hope that it stays for a longer period of time. So, it doesn't need to be permanent, but like having Thondia on sale for like another year or two after this GHB would be really cool to be able to have it there and sort of have it for new players to come in and get Gurish rules. And then hopefully once, it disappears from sale, it probably goes into the Warhammer Vault is where we would want to see it end up. That makes really good use of the Warhammer Vault. Now, talking about the Anvil of Apotheosis, this is another thing that a lot of people really wanted to see back, making our own custom characters, and this article from Games Workshop just goes through. There isn't an awful lot of change to this, except sort of updating things. So, it's sort of got Lumineth Realm Lords in there, it's got the ability to have a Cruel Boys character made, it's still, the same 20 and 40 limit, which is pretty cool. It's sort of changed around a few names. You've got all your weapon options, you've got some archetypes. This is probably the section I think that needs the most updating is archetypes. It only has the 3. You definitely add in, like coming from like a D&D sort of look at it, add in things like rogues and sorcerers and wizards and different sorts of these. You've only got the 3. You've got commanders, wizards, and zealots. I think you could add a lot more archetypes into this game, but it is a really, really solid update. Nice to see this in a publication again. I absolutely love Anvil Apotheosis, and it is purpose made for narrative play now, although you probably could use it in the campaign book as well. I'd probably, if I was to do a event running this, campaign, I would probably allow like everyone to get a crownspine 20-point and 40-point hero for free in their army. So you'd have, say, 1,500 points plus those 3 for free, which would be really, really cool. I think there's like a lot. You could really like go for town, making some awesome conversions in this. I'm really excited though for Thondia. I think we're going to play a lot of it on the channel. What do you all think of Thondia? For me, this is probably one of the best releases Games Workshop's made in a long, long time. Like I said, I'm really excited for it. I'd love to hear everyone else's thoughts on it. Let us know down in the comments below what you think of Thondia. And we'll get some stuff happening for Thondia on the channel very, very soon. Well, that's the end of the video. We hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And leave a comment down below and let us know what you enjoyed about the video. If you'd like to come chat more with me and other members of our fine community here at Sinful Gaming, you can do so by following the link in the video's description to our Discord server. And lastly, if you'd like to help support the channel, you can do so either via Patreon or YouTube members, and both of those are linked again down in the video's description. As a special thanks to all our Patreon and YouTube members, I'd like to give a shout out to them all. So a special thank you to our Patreons, Christian Weir, James Soren, Greenskins Gaming, AJC, Kenny Lowe, Outer and Shop First, Andrew Bowen, Nathan Fee, The Rising Ape, Cure Dynamic, Agu, Anthony B, Anton Nilsson, JJ Austrian, Average Wargamer, Domir, Mark Harvey, James Cater, Dynet226 and Derek. And a special shout out to our YouTube members, Green Roots Gaming, Kenton Young, Chris Wallace, Ronya, Vinny, Lockloric, The Johnny84, David Ellsworth, Revenar, Wolfric Nick, Broken Shelf, Ariana Edwards, and Sean Scott. Lastly, a special thanks, first of all, to Lady Witchfox Art, who does all the amazing artwork for our channel, and to Xmorphic, who does all the amazing Discord server background work for us. Thank you all for watching. Once again, stay safe, stay well, and most of all, keep fighting that war against the Grey. Ciao for now.